Good morning students, welcome to session 35 okay, of chapter direct and inverse proportion. So in the last session we have completed exercise 10.1. Today we will see example 6. Okay, before going to exercise 10.2 we will see example 6. So what we say, so here in the last session we have did direct proportion. Today we will see what is inverse proportion and how it will be. Okay, see example, let us take apples, right? In the previous exercise, if the quantity of apples increasing, the rate is also increasing, right? This is we called as direct proportion. When coming to inverse proportion, what happens when this is increasing, this will decrease, or if this increases, this will decrease. Okay, that is called inverse proportion. Indirect proportion అంటే డైరెక్ట్ ప్రపోర్షన్ ఏముందమ్మా, రెండు కూడా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతాయి. If this is increasing, this will increase. ఇది ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, ఇది ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, ఇది డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది, డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. బట్ ఇన్వర్స్ ప్రపోర్షన్ వచ్చేసరికి ఏమవుతుందంటే ఇది ఇంక్రీజ్ అయినప్పుడు ఇది డిక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. If this increases, this get decreases. So the best example is example 6, which suits the one which we are talking about. Okay, let's see now. So every time for direct proportion we will take x1 by y1 is equals to x2 by y2 as a formula, but coming to inverse proportion we will take as x1 by x2 is equal to y2 by y2. x1 by x2 is equal to y2 by y1. This is inverse proportion, this is direct proportion. Remember very carefully. Now let's look at the sum. So if 36 workers can build a wall in 12 days, ఒక గోడ ఉంది, కొంతమంది వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు, 36 members are working on that wall to build that wall. They took to build that wall 12 days. 36 members ఆ వాల్ ని బిల్డ్ చేయడానికి 12 days టైం పట్టింది. మరి 36 members కి 12 days పట్టింది. నేనేం చేస్తానంటే వర్కర్స్ కి అమౌంట్ ఎక్కువ అయిపోతుంది ఇవ్వడం అని చెప్పి జనాల్ని తగ్గించేస్తున్నాను, పని చేసే వాళ్ళని తగ్గించాను. 36 members ఉంటే వాళ్ళని 16 members చేసి మిగతా 20 members ని తీసేసాను. ఇప్పుడు ఈ 16 members ఆ వాల్ తొందరగా బిల్డ్ చేస్తారా, టైం ఎక్కువ తీసుకుంటారా? Right, obviously they will take more time. 36 members 12 days తీసుకుంటే 16 members obviously 12 కంటే ఎక్కువ డేస్ తీసుకుంటారు, right? So here this is called inverse proportion. Let's see, let's write the steps and statements for this. Given 36 workers takes time, 36 workers take 12 days. 36 workers takes 12 days to build a wall, right? Now 16 workers takes x days. మనకి తెలియదు కదమ్మా, అందుకనే x days అంటున్నాం, to build same wall, right? Now let's write this in a tabular form. Workers days, this in x, this in y. Okay, so this is 36 days, they took 12 days. When it is 16 days, they took x days. This one is x1, this one is x2, this one is y1 and this one is y2. Okay, now let's see. If you observe, as we know, ఎక్కువ మంది తక్కువ డేస్ తీసుకుంటారు. ఎక్కువ జనాలు ఎంత పెరిగే కొద్దీ వర్క్ తొందరగా అయిపోతూ ఉంటుంది, రైట్? జనాలు ఎక్కువ మంది ఉన్నారు, వాళ్ళకి తొందరగా అయిపోతుంది. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, we have a maths class, maths text book. We have total example. Let us take that 12 chapters ఉన్నాయి. నేను ఒక్కడిని టీచర్ మీకు, రైట్? నేను ఒక్కడిని 12 చాప్టర్స్ చెప్పాలి. If we have another teacher, she will cover or he will cover the other 6 chapters and I will cover 6 chapters. 12 chapters నేను 12 months తీసుకుంటే ఇద్దరు టీచర్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? 6 షేర్ చేసుకుంటే 6 months లో కంప్లీట్ అయిపోతుంది. అంటే when teachers are increasing, the work is completing as fast. అంటే తొందరగా టైం తగ్గిపోతుంది, రైట్? 12 months 6 months అవుతుంది. టీచర్స్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతారు, టైం ఏమవుతుంది? తగ్గిపోతుంది. టీచర్స్ 1 ఉంటే 12 months, 2 టీచర్స్ ఉంటే 6 months. అంటే టీచర్స్ పెరుగుతున్నారు, వర్క్ ఏమవుతుంది? వర్క్ ఎంత తొందరగా అయిపోతుంది, అంటే టైం తగ్గిపోతుంది. సిమిలర్లీ వర్కర్స్ పెరుగుతున్నారు, వాళ్ళు బిల్డ్ చేసే వాల్ టైం ఏమవుతుంది? తగ్గిపోతుంది, రైట్? అంటే ఇది తగ్గుతుంది, రైట్? చూడండి, ఇక్కడ వర్కర్స్ ఏమవుతున్నారు? వర్కర్స్ తగ్గారు, బట్ టైం ఏమవుతుంది? 12 నుంచి 6 కి వచ్చి 12 నుంచి పెరిగిపోతుంది. 36 మెంబర్స్ ఉంటే 12 డేస్ చెప్పారు, 12 డేస్ అయింది. 16 మెంబర్స్ ఎక్కువ తీసుకుంటున్నారు. అంటే when simply ఇక్కడ workers are decreasing, time is taking time, right? Workers తగ్గిపోతే టైం పెరుగుతుంది. When workers get increased, time will get decreased, right? This is the best one which we can talk about, and you need to remember this carefully. So as this is inverse proportion, what the formula we are using here? x1 by x2 is equals to y2 by y1, right? x1 y1 is equals to x2 y2, right? Next, x1 y1 by x2 is equal to y2. We need to find out y2. Now, what is x1? Write down here. x1 is equal to 36, x2 is equal to 16, y1 is equal to 12, y2 is equal to x. Substitute x1 36 into y1 12 by x2 is 16 is equal to y2 అంటే x. I am taking LHS to RHS. 36 into 12 by 16, right? 4 4 16, 4 3 is 12, 4 1 4, 4 9 36. X is equal to 9 into 3, x is equal to 27. చూడండి, x ఏమైంది ఇక్కడ? 27 వచ్చింది. అంటే చూడండి, వర్కర్స్ 36 ఉన్నప్పుడు 12 డేస్ తీసుకుంటే 16 ఉన్నప్పుడు 27 అయింది. అంటే వర్కర్స్ తగ్గేసరికి టైం పెరిగిపోయింది. This is called inverse proportion. Okay, hope you understood this sum. Let's move on to the example now, sorry, exercise now. So I'm just tell you the first bit. Okay, I'll not tell it on board, I'll just directly I'll tell you, or you can do this simply. Okay, 10.2 first bit is your homework. Okay, just write down, just let me know which is inverse proportion and why. From the first bit we have 3 problems. Out of these 3, which is inverse proportion and why? Okay, see, observe the following tables and find which pair of variables x and y are in inverse proportion. In 3 lo ఏది inverse proportion and why? You need to answer me. Okay, let's see the second sum. A school wants to spend 6,000 to purchase books. Okay, a school wants to spend 6,000 rupees to purchase books. Using this data, fill the following. So I'm directly telling the solution here. Write down price of each book and number of books that can be purchased. Okay, so here see, okay, what the school is doing, this all in x and this in y. Okay, x1 y1 x2 x3 x4 x5 y2 y3 y4 y5. Okay, so price of each book is 40 rupees and they are purchasing it 150. Okay, they have purchased 150 books. 150 books they have purchased. Each book cost 40 rupees, right? So let's see, 150 into 40, 4 zeros 0, 4 5 20, 0 2, 4 1 4 plus 2 6, 1 more 0, 6,000. As per question, they have spent, school has spent 6,000 rupees to buy 150 books which cost each 40 rupees. If each book cost 50 rupees, how many books you will get? If they purchase 100 books, what is the price of each book? If they purchase 75, if the book is price 75 rupees, how many they can buy? If they can buy 75, what is the price of each book? This we need to find out. So we have a formula, right? What is the formula? See here, the price is increasing, right? In inverse proportion, what it happens? When the price increases, quantity comes down, right? Price increases, quantity comes down. Rate పెరిగే కొద్దీ మన దగ్గర 50 రూపాయలు ఉన్నాయి, we have 50 rupees. Okay, think, assume we have 50 rupees. You went to shop 1, okay, to buy pencils. Okay, each pencil cost 5 rupees and I have 50 rupees. Each pencil costs 5 rupees. How many I will get? 10 pencils. When I go to shop 1, I will get 10 pencils. When I go to shop 2, they are saying that each pencil costs 10 rupees. Right? Which means comparatively shop 1 to shop 2 rate increased. Shop 1 lo 5 rupayalu, shop 2 lo 10 rupayalu, right? 5 rupees and 10 rupees. So what happens? Shop 1 ki vellinappudu I got 10 pencils which cost each 5 rupees. When I go to shop 2, they are saying that each pencil costs 10 rupees. How many I will get for 50? I will get only 5. అంటే క్వాంటిటీ తగ్గిపోయింది, రేట్ పెరిగితే క్వాంటిటీ తగ్గింది. సిమిలర్లీ రేట్ పెరుగుతుంది, క్వాంటిటీ తగ్గుతుంది. ఇక్కడ క్వాంటిటీ పెరిగింది, అప్పుడు రేట్ ఏమవుతుంది? తగ్గుతుంది. ఇన్వర్స్లీ ప్రపోర్షన్, అది పెరిగితే తగ్గుతుంది, ఇది పెరిగితే అది తగ్గుతుంది. క్వాంటిటీ పెరిగిపోయింది. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ షాప్ లో 5 rupees 50 I got, 10 I got. When I go to second shop I got only 5, each cost 10 rupees. అక్కడ రేట్ పెరిగింది, ప్రైస్ క్వాంటిటీ తగ్గింది. థర్డ్ షాప్ కి వెళ్తే వాడు నాకు he said he will be giving me 20 pencils. 20 pencils ఇస్తానన్నాడు. Which what is the price of each pencil? 2 rupees 50 piles, right? So like that మన దగ్గర ఉన్న అమౌంట్ కి సెట్ చేయాలి మనం. We have 6,000 rupees as given the question. We have 6,000 rupees. Okay? So we have formula x1 by x2 is equal to y2 by y1. Okay, first one he has given. Let's find out the second one. What is x1, what is x2? Okay, and okay, let's see now. And we have how much amount we have total? 6,000 rupees I have, right? Now 6,000 rupees. Now what is this second one, right? Let's look at the answers for this and write down, and then we'll go with the sum. Exercise 10.2. 120, 60, oh sorry, yeah, 120, 60, 80 and 80. He said that here 120, 60, 80 and 80. So price of each book is inversely proportional to number of books, right? Number of books purchased. Number of books purchased. This condition should be important. This is important. And now we can say that as this x1 y1 is equals to x2 y2 is equal to x3 y3, so on. Like that, x4 y4 is equal to x5 and y5 as it is inversely proportional. Okay, as it is inversely proportional. Now, what is x1 here? 40. What is y1? 150 is equals to x2 and y2. x2 is 50. What is y2? When we don't know, we take it as x. So y2 is x. And now, so keep this x here and take this 50 to LHS. What it becomes? 40 into 150 by 50 is equal to x. 0 and 0 cancel. 5 ones, 5 threes. 40 into 3 is 120 is equal to x. Right? We got 120 here. Okay? When price became 150 each book, we got 120 books. Similar formula will apply for x3 and y3 to get how many, what is the price of each book. 60 is not given here, 120 is not given, 60 is not given, and 80 is not given, this 80 is not given. We need to find out all of this. Okay? So whichever is not given, assume them as x. Okay? Whatever. Okay? Assume it as x. So for everything, you can compare x1 y1 or x2 y2. See, we have did now x1 y1 is equal to x2 and y2. Even similarly, you can do x2 y2 is equal to x3 y3. Or x3 y3 is equal to x4 y4, whatever you can do. Okay, now let me take x2 y2 is equals to x3 and y3. Okay, x2 y2 is equal to x3 and y3. So what is x2 here? What is x2? 50 is x2, write down. So I am writing here x2 is equals to 50 and y2 I don't know, right? y2 we don't know, so let us take it as x. And now x3 is equals to, okay, we got 120, right? x2 we got 120 in the previous one. In the previous one x2 we got 120, right? Okay, take this as x2. x2 is 120, I'm sorry, this is y2. 120 is y2, this is 120. Now x3 is, we don't know, take it as x, and y3 is equals to 100, right? Okay, now substitute this x2 y2. What is x2? 50 into y2. y2 is 120 is equals to x3 is x into y3 is 100, right? Keep this x as in RHS and get everything to LHS. 50 into 120 by 100 is equals to x. 0 and 0 cancel. This 0 and this 0 gets cancelled. Now 5 into 12. 5 2's 10. 0, 1. 5 ones 1 plus 1 is 70. Okay? Check once again. 0 and 0 gets cancelled. This 0 and this 0 gets cancelled. 5 into 12 we got, so this will be 5 to 10 and we got as 60, right? X value. Similarly, find out x4 and x5 also. Okay? Try. If you get these answers, that's good. If not, I will be explaining you in the next session how to find out the rest too. So I have told you how to find out y2 and how to find out x3. So you try and get y4 and x5. Okay, try, and if you don't know, just ask me. I will explain in the next session. Okay, so this will be your homework. Okay, so leave about the first bit. Just try these sums. Okay, these three, try and show me. Okay, send me as your homework. Leave about the first bit. I will explain you the first bit again. Okay, so thank you.